Hi Philippe, welcome to RAPID TCT Live. I'm Daniel O'Connor, I'm the group editor of TCT magazine. I've just got a few questions for you after your keynote today. Could you just start with a brief introduction of yourself and what it is you do at GE?
Yes, thanks Dan. So I'm the Chief Productivity Officer of GE, so that means simply that I'm trying to leverage all the best practices across the GE group for the supply chain and for the service activity and for the product management side.
And your keynote this morning was largely focused on the brilliant factories. Could you just talk to us a little bit more about what that is?
Yes, for us, Brilliant Factory is basically 4 pillars. The first one is lean, because that's the basic of everything we do in the factories, and it's digital, so that's really helping the people on the shop floor to get the information they need and what they need, and also being able to capture information from the shop floor. Then the third one is advanced manufacturing, and then here you can name collaborative robots, that's exoskeleton, augmented reality, all the new things that are popping up at the moment. And finally additive. So it's really how to bring the ecosystem of what is new in the manufacturing era, so into one initiative.
How has the cloud, autonomy, additive manufacturing, the Internet of Things, generative design, the timing seems like it's a perfect storm, would you agree?
It's a perfect storm, or it's maybe the beginning of a perfect storm. I think it's going to be a massive disruption, it's going to be, and also a massive field of opportunity. So that's going to be the two at the same time, at the very same time, and I think it's may come faster than everybody thinks.
That's my next question really was about, do you think we're in danger of underestimating the speed of that change?
I think when I see the ecosystem today, that's the first time. So, I've been in the supply chain for more than 30 years, and this is the first time where I see so many conversions of anything between digital, additive, material, technology in the supply chain, and that really may come really faster. And I would guess that in 10 years the supply chain will not look exactly like it does today.
And is there danger that perhaps the supply chain is not ready for these changes coming?
I think we need to get it ready. So that's why we have launched a month ago in GE what we call Brilliant Manufacturing Learning. It's really to help the people on the shop floor, the 150,000 people that are in our supply chain network, to really understand it and to get used to it. Because you need to prepare people to the revolution. So things are going to be different. That means that they may not be worse, but they're going to be definitively different.
And last year, GE opened the Centre for Additive Technology Advancement right here in Pittsburgh. Can you just tell us more about what that centre is and what the applications are that are coming out of there?
So, at the beginning, the purpose of this centre was to try and test technologies and see for all the businesses across GE, so that they have a centre where they can do their testing and their I would say experience with additive. Now we have announced today so that this center is going to be part of the network of our new additive business, and they're going to be a customer center, if you like, for North America. So they're going to help our customers to develop new products in a center where they have everything available.
And people worry that additive and brilliant factories is a threat to jobs, but actually the reality is slightly different. For instance, at the centre in Pittsburgh, there's plenty of job creation. What do you think about that?
So I think so. You have many versions of what is going to be the impact of additive on the supply chain, but I think it's both a disruption and it's also a fantastic opportunity, because you can create more, you can spend, you should think at it this way. So in the past, when you were creating a company which was producing a product, you had to do prototypes, it was a long process, you had to invest a lot of money, and it was also very difficult to build the supply chain. Think about a time where all those things can be done with one machine and one computer. So that's totally different. So that will create a lot of jobs here.
And what would you recommend if you were going to, let's say you were going back to school now knowing what you know, what kind of career would you recommend pursuing?
The same. exactly the same. So no, I think the good things today is that I think that for the past 20 years, the manufacturing was most certainly the ugly child of engineering. And I think we're back to a point where it's the fancy thing, and it's really something which is pretty appealing to the young people, and I really like it, to be honest. So it's really, for me, an extreme, I would say, joy to see young people coming in and willing to come into the manufacturing business.
And a company like Desktop Metal, for instance, who launched this morning, I would imagine that would ignite some of that passion for manufacturing because it's making it simpler.
It's making it simpler in one way, but then you have to really understand where you can apply it and how you can apply it. And that we need brains for that. We need a lot of young engineers here to come and that think about developing a part differently, think about building a supply chain differently, think about sourcing material differently. So there is a lot of new challenges ahead of us.
And you mentioned in your keynote this morning about the facility in Japan that's taken on Brilliant Factory. Could you just talk to me a little bit more about what that is and how that's reduced time to market?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. Actually, so this was a factory that was pretty advanced in lean, but had no digitization. So they were not using a lot of computer systems. And what they've done is that they have mixed where they were having still waste and that they could really eradicate. So they use a mix between lean and digital. And the result is in a factory that we were thinking was really advanced in lean and that we couldn't reduce further the lead time. So they were able to reduce the lead time by almost 40% again. So reduce the shop floor by 40%. So they increased their productivity by 25%. And they improved their on-time delivery. So I think that's that just shows that when you apply these new technologies to a very robust fundament, very robust base, so then you can do a lot of things.
And I think GE's activity in the last year, acquiring Arcam and Contact Laser, shows how serious they're taking additive technologies.
I think not only we're taking it seriously, but we're trying to be fast in the way we attack it. So, as you mentioned, Concept Laser and Arcam are two large investments we've done, so that's a bet, and I think it's a great bet actually. And then we're also using it in our product. So we have, you are today flying with engines on an aircraft that have 3D printed parts, so fuel nozzles, for example. So we are at both sides of the equation. So we're the user, and we're helping the people to develop parts. So that's really a great situation to be in.
And finally, if you had one piece of advice for visitors that were coming to RAPID, what should they be looking to change in the way that they make things?
So I would really encourage everybody to look at additive in a way so that you don't try to replicate what you used to do in the past, simply changing the CNC machines by 3D printers, but you look at a different way to develop the parts, a different way to set up your supply chain and being much closer to the point of view than what you used to be. And that will really give the full potential of additive.
Okay, Philippe, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot, Dan.
Thank you. Bye.